morning, people. Good morning, people of planet Earth. It's your boy, the kid, the Don, the one. Somebody asked me if I've ever been number two. I said no. But if I'm being truthful, like, I've definitely been number two before. I've definitely been in second place before. I ain't never ever in my life always won in every single thing that I've done. But the reason why I can say I'm one, especially now so more than ever, is that even in my lowest points, I understand that I am different. I create different. And I'm the difference. Purely because I have a greater understanding of self and being than a majority of people. And I'm not saying my knowledge is my own. There's plenty of people who are just like me, who think like me, who act like me, who understand life like me. But what I am saying is that in that knowing and in that knowledge that I have, it has allowed me to retain and even build upon the oneness of self, my love of self, my understanding of self, because now there's no questions about my role, my purpose, or who I am. And even in those times of the day where I might start to question, like, am I making the right choices? Am I doing the right thing? Am I living for myself or am I living for other people? Like, even in those moments, that's still me finding oneness within myself, because I'm having that inner dialogue with myself of, yeah, you are, no, you aren't. I don't know if you are or aren't, but at the end of the day, just the fact that I'm able to sit and take the time to speak with myself how I do is oneness within myself. Just the fact that I'm able to love on and feel other creatures like bugs or animals or even other people, like being empathetic to them. Because, like, even sometimes, bro, like, sometimes it feels like I'm like reading their mind, low key. And while it's just imagination, if our imagination is everything anyway, who's to say that me imagining what they're thinking or what they're saying isn't what they're actually thinking or saying, you know? But you find that you understand these things, or what I'm saying, when you understand and you find oneness within yourself. So that's why I call myself one, and that's why, while I definitely have been number two just in life, and I've experienced the feeling of being second place or being behind, now more than ever especially, I can't be behind when I made the race. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be behind when I'm the reason that the race is even being ran. And that's just how I feel about my life now. It's like, I can't be number two. I can't be second place. I can't be behind. I can't lose when everything is dictated by me. You know? I dictate my life. I lead my life. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Because it's the way that it's supposed to be. This is the life that I was granted by God. And this is the life that God told me, now you make this shit work for you. You understand how this thing can work for you. And then you lead your people in understanding how it can work for them. Because that's the thing as well. It's not going to work the same for everybody. Life just doesn't, this is not possible. Not everything and not everybody experience life the same. And that's why we have difference. That's how we have variety, like I was saying before. And within that variety, we find that It adds to the value of people. I've always been somebody who believes variety adds value. When shit is the same, it becomes regular, and once it becomes regular, people just start to not like it anymore. And that's not a bad thing. That's the way it should be. You shouldn't want the same thing all the time. Not in a world that's constantly changing. Every second, something changes. Who knows? Just in that last second that just passed of us being on this together, somebody could have made a groundbreaking discovery in neuroscience or fucking planetary travel. A new planet could have been born. Like, this universe is constantly changing, and it's never going to slow down on changing because it's constantly creating. And that's where I feel a lot of our value as a species, as a country, as a community, as a world, especially, that plays our role in the whole of the universal standing. I think that's where our importance is. The fact that we're a melting pot. And I mean, I've never been to a different planet, obviously. And while I do believe in other beings and other things out there, I also believe it's all just different versions of what goes on here. The only difference here is that, and I've always felt this, our difference, the things that make us different are what makes us strong. And while I haven't experienced any other society beyond the ones that you can find or meet in America, I know, especially once you start to go more off country, there are worlds that were built on the foundations of keeping one species or maintaining bloodlines and shit like that, because those are parts of our world that we didn't accept. But who's to say that other worlds won't accept it or haven't accepted? And the thing about that is, like, okay, cool, they accepted it. How did it function in their society? How did they make that work? And if they did make it work, what makes them powerful? What makes them important in the standing of the universe? Which everything is important. Every single person, place, or thing is important in the standing of the universe. But it's always interesting to try to understand those things, because those are the things that we could either adopt and start to adapt into our own way, or things that we could stay away from because we're like, okay, that probably is not going to work for us, or we don't like how that sounds. But either way, it gives options. And I also feel when other species do look at this world, what's popping? I didn't vlog much today. Nigga been in his feelings, man. But it's time for a change. And I can only be that change, so I'm gonna work it out, bro. I'm finna get through this shit. Get through everything. I'm not one of God's soldiers for a reason. I'm not one of God's soldiers to just lay down and die. No matter how hard shit get, I gotta keep going, and I'm gonna keep going every time. It just sucks sometimes, you know, feeling like you can't be who you want to be or say what you want to say or do what you want to do. But that's why sometimes you just gotta say fuck it, bro. You gotta say fuck it. Fuck how anybody else feels. Fuck what anybody else thinks. Like, you do what you do because you're supposed to do it. God made it to where you're supposed to do it. That's why when you do things that you're actually supposed to do, your life is a lot easier in that area. So if your life is hard in the area, and you're not understanding why, it's probably because you're doing something that you don't want to do and you're causing resistance in your life. So let's stop causing resistance in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Embrace your darkness. Embrace all the parts of you. And then use that to mold yourself into who you're supposed to be. Because even your dark side, even the parts of you that you would consider darker, not socially acceptable, quote unquote, like those are still parts of you. You can't deny those parts of you, because the more you deny them, the more they try to come at you in different ways. Because just like how God favors and can shine light on people, the devil, I don't even like saying the devil really, because there's no such thing as the devil. The darkness can flood you, and it can put itself into you if you're not allowing it to integrate properly. You have to allow it to integrate properly the same way how you have to allow the light to integrate properly. The only difference is with the light, it's always trying to integrate. The darkness only wants to integrate typically at a time of weakness. Nova, come here. Sorry. The integrate likes to come at you at times of weakness, because that's when you're not allowing your light to shine through and dissipate the darkness. You know what I'm saying? So when you're at a low point and you're not allowing your light to shine through and you're allowing your darkness to take over you, you're not going through the proper channels. It's similar to hormones. You know what I'm saying? If you do too much of this, one thing we'll say, like, if you take testosterone pills or something, or take testosterone, but you already have enough flowing through your body, if you take more than what you need, you're going to knock off your hormonal balance. If you're ingesting too many things that have phytoestrogen, or if you just are, for whatever reason, getting something that's giving you estrogen, or doing things that will make estrogen flow more in your body, you'll knock off your hormonal balance, and everything is balanced. So it's just like the dark and the light. If you're doing too much light and you're ignoring your dark, the dark is just gonna come knock you senseless, because at the end of the day, no matter how happy you are, no matter how joyful you try to be or bright you try to be, or how much you try to shine your light, there's gonna be days where it's gonna be dark. There's gonna be days where you're not gonna know which way to go. You're not gonna know how to feel, because you're feeling everything. You're like, there's just gonna be times where it's harder to want to be yourself because it was easier being somebody else. And those are the times where integration and acceptance of your darkness help you navigate, because your shadows aren't here to destroy you. Again, there's nothing in this world, there's nothing that we encounter, there's nothing that we feel or be that is here to destroy us or put us away. Everything is here to help us. We just have to see it and accept it as help, and not see it or accept it as, oh, I shouldn't think that way, oh, I shouldn't feel that way, so let me push it away. Because, I mean, think about it. You wouldn't push away a happy thought. You shouldn't push away a negative thought. You should say, while that is true or while that's not true, I'm going to feel this way. And truthfully, neutrality is better than anything else. Saying there is no good or bad, saying there is no right or wrong, believing in yourself that everything plays its purpose and you can't deny anything. You have to accept everything for how it is and how its roles are played. That is the proper way of living, and that is the proper way of being. So, you just gotta think about that stuff, man. It'll be hard sometimes. It's always gonna be hard. But you just have to take the punches, keep pushing forward, keep being you, keep loving yourself and loving everybody else. And shit will work, man. This is what I say every day. Just be everything you can be. Even in your darkest times, even in your lightest times. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. So apparently I've been recording the outro. Shit, I barely recorded anything but from yesterday's vlog. But we gonna act like it's still yesterday since it's dark in here. Appreciate the love and support, y'all. I'm transforming. I hope we're all transforming. I hope we're growing and learning and becoming better every day. Nothing but love and light for me. I hope y'all live eternal life in peace and joy and happiness. And I hope that energy is reciprocated. So, you have a good one, alright? Much love to y'all.